Hello, Formula One fans. Today, we're diving into the intense dynamic between Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, and, of course, Lewis Hamilton. Anyone still questioning Verstappen's aggressive style got a clear demonstration in Austin. And off the track, friendship takes a backseat and more. We're going to analyze the evolution of this rivalry between Verstappen and Norris and raise the question, how long can their friendship survive this fierce competition? There's a lot to discuss here. Formula One news is heating up, so don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the latest Formula One news. Just hit the subscribe button below the video. It's quick, free, and no registration is needed. This is F1 Fastline News, your daily Formula One news channel. Let's get right to it. Max Verstappen, a relentless competitor, whether friend or foe. Max Verstappen has always been a relentless competitor, and Austin was yet another clear example. It doesn't matter who's ahead of him, whether it's Lewis Hamilton, his longtime rival, or Lando Norris, a personal friend. Verstappen's goal is always the same, to win. And for him, it doesn't matter how that victory comes. The race in Austin was a perfect example of this. Right from the first corner, Verstappen had his eyes on Norris. In fact, he admitted himself that the attack was planned, and the opportunity came when Norris, almost naively, left the door open for the Dutchman. That's the thing. With Verstappen, you can't give him any space because he'll take advantage of it, and he does it with surgical precision, as we've seen time and again, whether in 2021 or now in 2024. What became very clear here is that for Verstappen, it doesn't matter if the driver in front of him is a friend or a fierce rival like Hamilton. The moment he gets into the cockpit, everyone is an opponent. This ability to separate friendship from professionalism is what makes Verstappen such a tough competitor to beat. Some might call him ruthless, but the truth is that aggressiveness is what sets him apart from the rest. Norris, on the other hand, still seems to be learning this harsh lesson. He had already faced a similar situation in Austria, where he finished with a DNF, did not finish, after a battle with Verstappen. Yet, in Austin, Norris gave Max another opportunity, and the result was the same. Verstappen came out on top. Interestingly, this isn't the first time we've seen this. Just look at how Verstappen attacked in other iconic races, like in Imola in Spain in 2021. The pattern is the same. Verstappen spots the slightest gap and exploits it to the fullest. He leaves no room, and when he's on the inside, he rarely gives his opponent a chance to breathe. But should Norris keep racing like a gentleman, as he described himself after the race? Or does he need to adopt a more aggressive stance, like Nico Rosberg did in his battles with Hamilton? That's the big question. It's no use racing clean when the other driver is willing to push the limits to win. After all, Formula One is a fierce competition, where those most willing to take risks are the ones who usually come out on top. The pressure on Norris is rising. Norris, of course, knows this. After the race, he blamed himself, admitting that he'd driven poorly, calling himself an idiot for defending so weakly. He recognizes Verstappen's superiority on the track, but how long will he accept being the eternal number two? That's the dilemma drivers like Norris face. On one hand, there's the desire to compete fairly, and on the other, there's the need to win, to not constantly be in the shadow of someone more talented and aggressive. Norris's friendship with Verstappen is undeniable, but as we've seen with other great rivals and friends like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, that friendship can be tested to its limits. Rosberg, for example, realized that to beat Hamilton, he had to adopt a much more aggressive stance, and eventually, it led to the end of their friendship. Could the same happen between Norris and Verstappen? Maybe. The fact is, if Norris really wants to fight for the world title, he'll need to change his approach on the track. Otherwise, he'll continue being second while Verstappen keeps racking up wins and championships. Verstappen, a true fighter in the cockpit. Verstappen's ability to fight on the track like a true warrior is something to highlight. He doesn't give anything away, whether defending or attacking. When Verstappen is on the track, he pushes the limit, and that approach is what makes him so formidable. Of course, this can draw criticism. Some might say he's too aggressive, or that he leaves no room for other drivers, but the fact is, this is modern Formula One. There's no place for gentleman drivers when you're fighting for the top. So the question is whether Norris is willing to follow Rosberg's path, risking his friendship in the name of victory, or will he continue playing it safe and falling behind? One thing is for sure. If Norris doesn't change his approach, Verstappen will continue to be his worst nightmare on the track. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Here, we talk about Formula One with no sugarcoating, strong opinions, and tons of information. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join this passionate fan community. If you like this video, leave a like and share it with your fellow Formula One fans. Let's keep growing this community of F1 enthusiasts. See you next time, speeding towards victory.